What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 161 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex. And today I have for you guys another episode, and today it is going to be a shorter one, and it's against Bayern Munich, a team who, well, we've met so many times throughout this series. It's unreal. There's some teams who we always seem to play, and Bayern are certainly one of those teams who, particularly in recent years, we've played a fair bit. As you can see, we've played each other 12 times. We're actually edging out the head-to-head record now, although the fact there's been 5 draws in 12 games perhaps gives you an indication of how evenly matched our teams are. Of course, we did get the better of Bayern in the last game we played against them, where we beat them 3-2 in the Champions League semi-final second leg, that after a 2-2 draw. So, of course, they wanted to get some vengeance on us, and well, they're going to want to get it again today. I mean, if looking at the head-to-head, we are ahead. Our goal difference isn't great, although perhaps the 7-3 and 3-0 slaughterings in 2027 and 2029 might be somewhat kind of responsible for that. In terms of our team going into today's game, we're really good. Junior is the only kind of slight injury worry. He's been out for a little while. You can see he's got okay condition and an okay match fitness. We can call upon him if we need to, but we are going to be playing, of course, the new man on the block, Noel, out on the right-hand side. He's been playing great for us. The 24-year-old joined us this year for, well, you can see here, £2.4 million. So far, a 9.35 average rating. He's played 2 games for us competitively, 3 goals, 2 assists. Hopefully, he can give us another performance like that today in this big tie. Anyway, looking across the rest of our team, it looks fairly good. Ludwig Young, Gaiganov, Assad, Mustafa, Kabasele. It's kind of the back four that you know. I mean, you look at these guys really. Gaiganov, 28. Assad, 24. Mustafa, 27. And Kabasele, 26. This is still a really, not necessarily young back four, but a back four that certainly has, well, probably 3 or 4 years left in it at the least, without me even having to worry about it, which is such a nice kind of feeling to have. I know I talked about it last episode. Some people wanted a new centre-back. You know, maybe that is something we could look at long-term, but right now, our back four is one of our massive assets. Unfortunately, a little bit young in goal. Not quite as good as he once was. However, I do really feel like he is underappreciated as a player for us. I feel like the star ratings are a little bit deceptive in a lot of ways. And, well, you can see a leading player for Premier Division. Not that that says a lot, but the fans love him. And he, of course, fits the kind of rest of the team. I feel like the fact that his only weakness is the fact he's one-footed as a goalkeeper says a lot about him as a player, if I'm honest. Anyway, moving on to the midfield. Of course, we are going to be playing the 4-2-3-1 today. In the centre of midfield, we are going to go with Volsky, and alongside him, we are going to go with Thiago. Thiago, a player who I brought in last year to be this kind of rock in the midfield. To be honest, he never really set the world alight, but this year we are going to continue to give him a chance. We're going to continue to persist with him. He didn't have a bad first season, really, but I'm looking for a little bit more from him today. Anyway, I already talked about the fact that Noel is going to be playing out on the right. Out on the left, we have Paul Smith, the Australian. What is there to say about him? 32 years old, just a kind of a long-term servant of the club at this point. Down the middle, it's going to be the Belgian duo, though, of course. We have Sebastian Girard. He's pretty bloody good, isn't he, this guy? He really has come on leaps and bounds over the last few years. Of course, he joined us, what, 2 years now? 3 years? No, 3 years. It was 3 years ago. For £12.5 million, which was a lot of money at the time, but he has developed into such an immense player for us. Last year, he had a standout year. Hopefully, he can continue with that, really. And of course, ahead of him, his companion from the kind of the nation of Belgium, it's Walid Douz. What is there to say about him? A player who came from the same club, of course, in Standard Liège in the same season. £16 million paid. Both those players have been absolutely world-class for us. The fact that we paid less than £30 million for the pair of them from Standard is immense, and I'm pretty happy about that, if I'm honest. Anyway, just a quick look at the bench. We have Gary Horst, of course, Gibraltarian national team captain. We have Aaron Skeffington, the Australian, the guy with kind of the craziest craziest physicals in the world. He has some pretty good mentals as well, to be honest. The 22-year-old fullback can, of course, play either side. We have Joe Bouchard, the Canadian, 32 years old. He's still got it. If we need a goal, we can kind of rely on him. Of course, we do have Junior on the bench, who we already talked about. We then have Magni, the Italian international, 25 years old. Not had too many appearances just yet, but might get a chance out on the left-hand side for us today if we need to make a change. And then, of course, the Brazilian duo left on the bench. We have Gilvan, who, to be honest, is an absolutely incredible centre attacking mid. And, of course, we have the somewhat injury-prone Mosca, the Gibraltarian nationality. I said he's Brazilian. I guess he is still technically Brazilian as well. But we know him for playing in the red and white of Gibraltar. Anyway, let's get into today's game. Of course, Shakhtar v Steaua, the other game in our group. Just worth noting, of course, the first game in our group wasn't this game. We played Steaua Bucharest. We beat them 4-1 away from home. A really good performance. You can see the goals spread around. Magny did actually get a goal in that game. And we followed that up with our opening game of the Primera Division season, where, as you can see, we won 7-0. Vastly rotated side. Nice to be able to rotate it a ton. And yeah, some really good performances. Glenn Andre getting a little bit of an injury. The young Frenchman, of course, a player with a ton of potential left to live up to. But only a gashed leg. He'll kind of get on with it, and I don't think that's going to hold him back too much. I did notice, actually, a few people talked about the fact I lost to Gibraltar, not Gibraltar Lions, Gibraltar United. There is a reason behind this, and the reason is I don't really have a valid excuse. Basically, half our team was on international duty. That is the excuse. Although that said, it was still a pretty strong team, to be fair. But yeah, there's probably not many players here on this team that you'd actually recognise, if I'm honest. Maybe in the starting 11 there's a few more, but it was a fairly weakened side, but we shouldn't have lost to them. But we did. So that is, I think, our first loss to a Gibraltarian team of the second division since perhaps the first ever kind of season of this save. Of course, they are our affiliates. They have got a few of our players on loan. But yeah, a few people spotted that. I didn't really mention it last episode, but it was somewhat funny. Not necessarily for me watching the game, but just the fact that our kind of crazy unbeaten run against Gibraltarian sides came to a crushing end against Gibraltar United in the Segunda Division. Of course, though that game not competitive, so we're allowed to kind of look beyond it. Anyway, looking at their team today, Bayern, they have Cabella up front, another Belgian player, who's been kind of ousted, I feel like, by Douz and Girard, really. Only 55 goals, 120 caps. I say only, it's pretty bloody good. Alongside him, they've got Flamel, Brazilian, very good striker as well. So the strike force really for Bayern seems to be kind of where their strength is. And I guess you could argue a similar thing for us. Koban down the centre of the defence is very good for them as well. 36 years old, 133 caps. He's got quite good mentals, a good defender. Not the fastest player by any means, though. Maybe we can capitalise on that. In goal today, they have got Pohlmann, 27 years old, German. Looks like an okay goalkeeper, but if we compare him to Ludwig Jung, I mean, there's not a lot between the two. There really isn't. Anyway, let's get into today's game. Let's see what we can do here. Let's give the fans something to cheer for. We're at home. I want us to use the space park to our advantage. Of course, we got off to the ideal start in our Champions League group stage when we beat Steaua Bucharest. Now we're hoping for some more of that, please, if we can. It's worth noting, actually, the next episode of the series is going to be an international special because we have a double header, 2 international games to look forward to. So that's something nice. That is another reason why this episode is only a 1-match kind of episode. Normally, this would be a 2-match one if previous seasons were anything to go by. But I don't really want to mix and match the club and kind of national team football. It'd get a little bit confusing, I feel like. So we're going to keep the episodes separate, but this is still a massive game for us, and we want to win, and well, we need to defend Assad. Nice play. Can you keep your man? You can't. Cabella. I mean, Flamel has played an insane through ball there, I think it's fair to say. An absolutely incredible pass he picked out, just straight between our centre-backs. Nothing they could do about it. And, well, Bayern, they go a goal up, which is not necessarily what we wanted to see here. Cabella lays it to Flamel, threads it through, and I mean, Ludwig Jung's positioning is going to be criticised, I know, by people in the YouTube comments, because people don't like Ludwig Jung. I mean, let me know, are you Team Ludwig or anti-Ludwig? Let me know in the comments. If you got to this point, I expect a comment. I don't care if you're watching this on a mobile phone while sat on the toilet, which would be a little bit weird, but I know people do that. Not necessarily that I do it, of course. But I know people like to watch YouTube videos in weird places. I don't care where you are. Leave a comment. Are you Ludwig in, Ludwig out, or Jung in, Jung out? Whichever's easier. Let me know. Anyway, we need to defend here, and we're not really doing that right now. And I should also point out, I don't expect your kind of comment to be swayed by today's game. Anyway, we're on the counter here. Douz, oh my gosh, he's not known for his speed, but he's rapid there. Can he cross it? He can. Okay. Well, you know, they've got their players in Cabella and Flamel up front. We've got Girard and Douz. 2 Belgiums on the score sheet, 1 for either side. Doos with a turn of pace. I said he's not known for his pace. He's not a slow player. That would be very disingenuous. But the ball in is nice. Sebastian Gerrard, back post, nods it in. And, it's worth noting Hamid Barr's been dropped. I guess he's just got too old now. I want to check now if he's on the bench for them. We'll check at half time. I'll probably forget now. But, of course, Hamid Barr, the Moroccan player, our former player, we lost him for, I think, £210 and a packet of Skittles to Monaco back in the day, and Ludwig Young almost made a mare, but he didn't. It was offside. He knew it was offside. That's why he didn't try with the save. Doos wins it down to Volsky, who gets dispossessed. This is a little bit of a precarious situation for us to give the ball away, and Mustafa, don't make a mistake. Thank you very much. Oh, excuse me. Whew. Can we defend this? Can we defend this? No. No, we can't. Don't let him run down the middle. Cabella, don't let him double his lead. Nice play. Doos. I should apologise for the cough a second ago. I would normally edit that out, but I'm sick at the moment. I said that last episode. I'm still not 100%. I'm still coughing. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I left the house to go play Pokemon Go, and now I'm going to be terminally ill with a cold. Can you get like colds that last forever? Because that's what this feels like. Probably I don't sound too grotty today. I guess that's true. Grotty, that's a nasty word. Where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? I don't know. It's a good question. There's loads of highlights in this game. We have got it on key, right? We have. There's just been lots and lots of highlights. And there's going to be another, because Bayern are bringing the ball forward here. It's almost it's deja vu. It's deja vu. I don't know what to do. That is not what I wanted, and that is not what I planned. I just want to say that I don't understand. What's that from? And that's from High School Musical. Oh dear. Showing my true colours. Anyway, it's 2-1. Bayern Munich on top in this game. I might have to revert to the narrower system in the second half. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Do I want to change it this soon? I'm not sure. Let's just have a look. Have they got Hamid Barr on the bench? They have. There he is. He's pretty good. I did try and re-sign him in the summer. There's a confession. An exclusive for you right there. It didn't work out for us. Right, let's make some changes here, because this is not working. I almost want to debut something new, and I think we're going to try it. This is a tactic from my Derby County save. Now, I streamed this save a little bit, and this tactic worked pretty well for me. And I think today we're going to give it a go. We're going to see what it can do for us. So, yeah, it's an asymmetric. It's kind of a 4-3-3, kind of a 4-4-2, depending on how you want to look at it. I see it as more of a 4-3-3 with the right kind of inside forward coming in. But I'm actually going to move Doos to inside forward on the right, and I'm going to take off Rico. Now, Rico's not had the greatest game anyway. Thiago struggled as well, to be fair. I almost want to make all my changes now, but that would be a little bit too risky, even for me. That makes me almost want to hold off the Doos change for now. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to bring on Gilvan, and then we're going to play Volsky in the box-to-box. Yeah, we'll do that, and then I'm probably going to take Rico off with 20 minutes left. Right. It's a bit of a risk, but we'll see if it's worth it. The players they've been learning it in the pre-season, this new formation. You've never seen anything like it. This is going to be the debut for it. It's worked for me in the Premier League as Derby. Can it work for me today as Gibraltar Apex in a massive game? I mean, it's probably just going to blow up in my face and not work, but we should try it. We should try it and see what we can do here. Half an hour left. 15 minutes, nothing. I mean, we've defended well. Looking at it, actually, we've got on top in this game. Bouchard whips it in Gerrard. Gilvan, the sub, and he finishes it. Of course he does. The Brazilian, first goal of the season for him. A player who I'd love to see, play for Gibraltar. Unfortunately, he declared for Brazil. Anyway, he's got the goal for us. Gerrard knocks it down. He's on a booking. He doesn't care. Bang. Pick that out. Left peg. He scored a few from there in his time, to be fair, and he's absolutely loved that one as he's hammered it in. And, well, the tactics kind of worked. Of course, we do need to remain resilient at the back as they are going to have a chance. Lacava cuts in Young with that save. Denies him there. It would have been quite a nice goal, to be fair, by Bayern. But for now, at least, we're still in this game and we are still very much on the ascent, although Bayern having a few chances there. I don't like that. Let's bring on Mosca. This is the time. We're going to take off Duz. We are going to bring in Mosca. And we're going to play with Duz, Mosca and Girard all on the pitch at the same time. Doesn't happen very often. The firepower is out in force on the pitch today. Can it have an impact? 15 minutes left to try and make something happen in this game. I still believe that we can make something magical happen here. 10 minutes left. It's 2-2. I mean, a draw is not a bad result to fight back kind of from behind as we have in this second half. But, well, there's going to be a chance here, and it looks like it might be going the way of Bayern. 4 minutes left of regular time, and then extra time would commence. They've got lots of men over. Flamel dispossessed. Now can we counter? Volsky tries to get up to Mosca. He can't win it in the air. Bouchard with a wayward header, but Assad has it. Geigenov, big ball. Mosca on the pitch, of course, fresh-legged. That's not the correct terminology right there. Mustafa is just... He's hacked down his man. It's not great, if I'm honest, Mustafa. It's not great. I don't know if... I want to say he had to do it. He probably didn't have to do it, if we're honest. We do now have the situation of the fact that we don't actually have a centre-back left over, which is a little bit of a mess. So, because of how attacking I've gone... We're a bit of a shambles, I think it's fair to say. Perhaps saying we're a bit of a shambles is putting it lightly too, because it's a bit of a mess. Right, fullback support. We'll play with our fullbacks on support. How long's left in the game? 3 minutes. Well, we can't concede in that time, can we? Surely. 1 minute left. Just no more extra time, ref. I'll take the draw. Mustafa... I'm going to say he had to do the foul. He may well not have had to have done. We've got a minute left, but we could still win this. I still believe. Girard tries to thread it through to Mosca, who gives it away, although Gilvan wins it again. Duz, where is that going to? You've just nodded it on to no one. You're on your own up front. You can't be doing that to us. Actually, I think he's playing centre attacking mid. Flamel's through. Don't let him score. Assad. Cabella, it's blocked away by someone. I don't know how Bayern haven't scored here. They've had 3 clear-cut chances and 2 half chances. They've done nothing. We're on the counter. Go on, Duz. Cross it in. What is that? What is that? Well, that might have been a chance. I don't know. It's 2-2. It's okay. What a comeback, boys. I'm pleased with that. Green everywhere. They're loving it. We actually stay kind of in the top 2 in our group because Stout and Shakhtar drew, which is actually perhaps the best result we could have hoped for, really. It feels like a little bit of a defeat because I feel like we had chances to win that game, but ultimately a valuable point against the German champions. Looking at when the next league game will be coming, we've got Cannons on the 4th, but as you can see, there is that international breakout already mentioned. So the next episode will actually be a double header against Shakhtar. We're going to start off with a game against home against them, and then we'll play them away. Of course, when I say next episode, I mean the next club episode, which will be episode 163. Next episode for 162, just to give you guys a little bit of a preview, so you know what you're in for. Fixtures, we have Romania and Wales to play, both in our European League, a league of which we're actually top of at the moment with 1 win. Wales drew against Romania in their game, so with 2 wins in the next 2 games, we could be way on our way to being in the top league group, which would be an incredible achievement. I don't expect us to do it, but yeah, we've got to have an eye on that, certainly. You can see our world ranking is 59th right now, which is really good. Hopefully we can just continue the ascent. The club, or rather the nation record high, is 46th. That was set in September of 2034, so some 2 years ago now. So that's kind of what we've got to try and surpass. But you can see, actually, in getting to 59th, it's one of the highest kind of positions we've ever been in, which is a really good achievement. So hopefully we can kind of keep this going and keep our kind of steady climb up the European national kind of rankings going. But yeah, that is all from me, guys. If you have enjoyed today's episode, smash the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.